Today, 2 years of busted knuckles pays off when our Suburban Gorilla hits the turnpike and the trails. Plus, W.E.ROCK goes international when we head to Vegas for the World Championships. It's a campin', crawlin' rescue adventure right now on Xtreme 4x4.
And as I'm sure you figured out, we're not in the shop and we're not on the trail. We're behind the wheel of our ultimate tow rig, the Suburban Gorilla. Now you've seen Jesse and I work on this thing for the past 2 seasons, and today is the day that you find out if it's all worth it. We're going to test this thing in all the areas that we built it for. Towing on the highway, riding on the trail, recovering dead vehicles from the trail, and even just out on its own as a daily driver. But before we start that, let's get a look at where it all started. Our ultimate tow beast began as an '87 Suburban that spent its days as a field unit for the Georgia Department of Agriculture. Keep going up. We traded $600 for basically a frame and a VIN number. And now, it's a one-of-a-kind tow rig with the looks to turn heads everywhere it goes. I mean, when was the last time you saw an H1 with a gooseneck behind it? And with our killer Banks twin-turbo D-Max under the hood, it has the power to tow whatever we need, plus this rig is equipped to head into the trail. Now, Gale Banks is known as the no black smoke guy. But the issue we have here is space really limits the size of our intercoolers. So we don't have that ideal fuel to air ratio. But at the same time, it's kind of cool to have all that black smoke coming out the back, isn't it? Keeps the tailgaters off. And now that we have our 26-foot gooseneck hooked up to the back with one of our buggies strapped down, it's time to test this truck's primary duty, towing. Now, driving with a gooseneck does take some getting used to because your rear wheels don't track the same as the truck, but it does help you get in and out of tight back roads a little bit easier with your load. Probably the biggest thing you got to worry about when you're pulling a trailer this big is merging with traffic. But really, with all the power underneath the hood of this thing, you just got to turn it on and hold on. Oh yeah, 76 miles an hour before the end of the on-ramp. Now that is not only a good performing truck, it's a little bit safer because we don't have to merge with traffic going slower. Acceleration is only half of what towing is all about. We're going to throw out the anchor at some half-decent speed and see how our 6-piston Wilwood brakes, 16-inch rotors, and Vanco Hydro Boost brake setup can handle this huge package. My goodness! Yeah, that works. That works indeed. Pretty much the only thing we have to work on right now is the shifting in the transmission. It's a little too firm. Now that's better than a sloppy shift where the clutches are actually burning up. But at the same time, you don't want it shifting so hard you think you're going to break the drive shaft in half. Now really the only way to do that is we're going to have to slowly calibrate this transmission computer. Just get used to this motor and this drivetrain. All it takes is time. While we're here getting gas, we thought, why not go ahead and weigh this thing and see how much it actually weighs as a total package? My guess, I'm going to guess just under 10,000 pounds. We'll see. My truck isn't big enough. Hold on.
First way or re-way?
First way.
Hello, come on in.
Thank you, sir. Now we get to go see how much we weigh. I was way off.
What were you?
Well, I was guessing well over 10, so I guess I could still say that I'm pretty darn close.
How do you want to do it?
We'll just go gross weight, whole package, out the door.
All right, well, hop down here, Tommy boy. We got a little wager going.
Okay? What,
All right.
what number are you at?
12.3.
What number are you at?
13.2.
Dude, you guys are wrong. We are a total weight of 18,700 pounds. No wonder it's working pretty hard on the highway.
You get to keep your 10 bucks.
Coming up, our monster tow rig boldly goes where no 9-ton package has gone before. Will it pass the trail test? Find out.
Welcome back to Xtreme and our payoff day for the Suburban Gorilla Tow Beast. So far so good, as we're making the 50-mile highway trip to one of our favorite off-road parks. We added all the serious off-road stuff to this truck, like air lockers, low gearing, 38-inch tall tires to get it into the trail and recover vehicles if needed. But as an added bonus, we can pretty much haul our gooseneck anywhere we want. All right, we picked our spot on the top of the hill. Now it's time to set this thing up. Don't just be looking at it. Come on, set my trailer up. Come on, what, Tommy? I'll be right here. Someone get me a Red Bull. Another day at work. That should be good right about there. Tom asked me how many man hours were in the truck, and I added them up the other night, and it made me sad. There's about 750 man hours in the truck and the trailer. 22 months to build it start to finish, including the trailer and the truck. Not to mention that there was 10 other vehicles built in between, so it was a lot of work. A lot of work. But it was worth it. And with our Xtreme t-shirt flag flying and everything set up on top of the hill, let's check out our Scorpion camper. Now this truly is luxury when you're at the trail. I mean, come on, look at this. We've got a fridge to keep our food and our drinks cold. We've got a full kitchen with a sink, a stove, and an oven in case the campfire's rained out. And we even have a toilet and a shower just to wash off a day's worth of grind. And we're still trying to find a spot to mount our 50-inch plasma screen TV. But for now, a smaller window into the off-road world will have to do. And speaking of a smaller world, the guys at W.E.ROCK made it a bit smaller with the invasion of some Aussies. Battling for rock crawling supremacy, 16 of the world's best came to Henderson, Nevada for the W.E.ROCK World Final.
This event's a really big event. We got people from all over the world.
They came from Canada, Mexico, and South Africa.
Ray Booty Ray is basically put your foot in it.
For the American drivers, they were keeping an eye out on the trio of Australians.
The guys from Australia, I think they'll do real well.
It seems like down under they seem to do everything a little bit more crazy. Right on!
Making the 8,000-mile journey was peppering Pete Antonak.
Hey, dude.
Jamming Jamie Wade.
Go big or go home.
And slamming Sammy Overton.
Get her done!
They had the lingo down and were pumped to be competing on the Yanks' home turf.
We've been in Australia looking up to all these guys, and to be out here competing with them, it's just fantastic.
So I jumped at the chance. It's monstrous. It's the biggest thing I've ever been to.
One look at the course, and they knew they were far from Oz.
Literally insane.
It's pretty crazy.
It's different to the courses that we've been setting back in Australia. The courses are tighter, more full on, like there's no sort of easy courses.
Basically, there's no warm-ups, you know, straight into it.
Back home, Peter Antonak is the defending points champion.
I like to do things big.
At the World Finals, he debuted a rig that was built to go big.
Pete's rig is just unbelievable.
There's a few unique things about this rock crawler. We've eliminated the use of a CV
and the small half shafts by putting a stock Dana 60 U-joint into the steering setup. The actual spline size inside the CV of what this was originally out of, the Hummer portal axle, they're very small, and it's a constant reoccurring problem. If you keep that, you will break half shafts. So we just eliminated that and went straight to the big stuff. We haven't had one internal failure, so we hope that the success of these axles will continue.
It also features a hydraulic suspension that gives him 14 inches of travel and a propane-powered 472 big block Chevy engine. This machine proves to the world that Australians aren't in this for a few Vegemite sandwiches.
It's good to have a few innovative ideas and push the extreme and then help the sport grow and develop into bigger things.
With the expectations of a nation weighing on their countrymen's performance, Peter Antonak was ready.
Got to go for it from the word go.
Needing to finish in the top 6 to qualify for the shootout, Antonak struggled through the course.
Just having a bad drive, like just nothing swinging my way. I'm not making it come my way.
He would not advance to the shootout. Jamie Way punched his ticket to the World Finals after winning the Australian shootout.
To actually take out the Australian finals in first place, that was unreal.
He was ready to show up the Americans.
I can crawl just about anything.
His first competition in the States was not only humbling, but on this roll, a little embarrassing.
I went to turn to get out of it, my steering wheel fell off. So I had my steering wheel, but it wasn't doing anything. To get to the shootout now, we're going to have to pull off a few more risky manoeuvres and take some more wild lines and hopefully keep it on all fours.
Broken parts forced Jamie Way out of the competition. As for Sam Overton, he borrowed a rig from American builder and competitor Tracy Jordan.
Yeah, there's some pressure now.
Well, I told Sam when he came over from Australia, you better bring a checkbook, because I didn't know how good of a driver he was going to be.
Qualifying for the shootout and finishing 4th overall, Slammin' Sam was the lone bright spot for Team Australia.
Things came along really good, so I'm pumped on it.
While Aussie Pride was wounded at the World Finals,
it is hard to say it, but hey, when you beat, you beat.
Jamie Way's spotter, for one, wasn't ready to give the Americans their due.
Get it back together, organise something for next year. When the Yanks come out, we'll show them how it's done. Teach them a lesson too.
Coming up.
Let's go four-wheeling!
The boys tangle the poison spider in a web it can't get out of, which means gorilla to the rescue. Stay tuned.
We're back on Xtreme with the final installment of our SubUrban Gorilla project. We've proven this rig has the power to pull, and our twin-turbo Duramax had no trouble getting our 18,000-pound package to the top of this hill. But that's only half the story. This rig's got it where it counts when we're talking about off-road. Large tires, big brakes, lifted suspension, chromoly axle shafts. This Gorilla is built for off-road recovery as well. All right, will he make it? It's the name of one of our favorite trails, where we're going to try and intentionally flog our poison spider. Rolling the spider on its side is easier said than done. For Brandon and Suzuki, it happens every left turn. Well, I don't think I can drive out of this one, Tom. Don't jump on me. Well, now we have a situation where normally if you're wheeling with your buddies, one of them would probably have a winch, be able to flip you back over. But what if you weren't? That's what we built the Gorilla for. That's what we're gonna test next. We're back on Xtreme and the conclusion of what has been our most ambitious truck build ever. Winch 'em out. In the last phase of our Suburban Gorilla payoff, we'll test its ability to recover a rig on the trail. Namely, our Poison Spider, which we intentionally rolled earlier. Going to save the Spider. The dual 203-205 transfer case combo was the ideal ticket for this truck. With gearing options of medium-low 2-to-1 and ultra-low 4-to-1, you can put that 1,300 pound-feet of torque to work on the trails. All that twisting motion and power on the chassis does make for some interesting sounds. Each part of this drivetrain was planned to eliminate weak links. 38-inch tall tires for added ground clearance. Full gear cast iron transfer cases for increased strength. 35 spline chrome moly superior axle shafts and aux joints to prevent axle breakage. Plus the power from the twin turbo Duramax, all in an effort to build a tow rig that can handle any trail you can throw at it, as long as it's wide enough to fit the width of the truck. 8 foot 6 inches. Now this is why we put 2 winches on this truck, one in the back and one on the front, because I can't turn around. Now this thing can haul 12,000 pounds, and since our total rig as we weighed it today was 18,000, we know that we're dealing with some serious weight. Now the Spider itself, it's only about 4 grand, so you have no problem putting that sucker back on its wheels. We'll winch it up, get the high lift out, hold the pressure on it with the high lift, take the winch off, and then we should be able to back it out or lower it down or something. I was gonna say throw it over, hook on the far side, and I'll be able to lift the whole thing up. Hey Tommy, yo, how about you drop it in gear and I'll winch it and see if you can get the rest of the way up. Yep, all right, I'm getting in my truck. Here we go, into the Gorilla. Recovered. Test number 3, pass. Great recovery, Tommy.
Thanks, bro.
Now there you go. The Suburban Gorilla has shown that it can do everything we built it for. Tows great on the highway, works great as a daily driver. It's a little bit of a beast, but not that you wouldn't want it to be. And it works as an awesome trail recovery vehicle. And don't think this is the last you're gonna see of this rig, because it's gonna be hauling our projects to the trail forever. Oh yeah.